Ever wonder how a bottle of red wine ends up on your table? It all starts in the vineyard. We only use red grapes. Think famous varieties like Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Pinot Noir. Different regions have their go-to grapes, like Sangiovese in Italy or Syrah in France. Just like a good farmer, a good winemaker works hard to make sure these grapes are perfect. They manage the leaves to make sure each bunch gets just the right amount of sun and air, and sometimes even remove some grape bunches to concentrate the flavor in the remaining ones. When it's time to harvest, a lot is on the line. Picking the grapes at just the right moment is crucial. Winemakers use scientific measures, checking sugar levels, called Brix, and acidity, pH and TA, to make sure the grapes are at their perfect ripeness, usually between 22 and 24 Brix for reds. It's a race against the clock. Grapes can be picked by hand for a more delicate touch or with a machine for speed, depending on the vineyard and desired wine quality. But no matter what, timing is everything. Once the grapes are ready, they need to come in quickly to avoid spoilage and premature fermentation. This helps preserve their freshness, purity, and all those beautiful aromas locked inside the fruit. Once the grapes arrive at the winery, they're carefully sorted to remove any unwanted bits and almost always destemmed. Why usually no stems? Because they can add bitter flavors. Then comes the crush. Most wineries use machines for this, gently breaking the grape skins to release the juice. But some traditional vineyards still use the old method of stomping with their feet. After the crush, the grape juice and skins, now called must, are checked again for their sugar and acidity. If the sugar is a bit low, a winemaker might add a bit of pure sugar to help the yeast reach the desired alcohol level. This is called chaptalization, and don't worry, it doesn't make the wine taste sweet, as the yeast eats it all up. Sulfites are usually added to the must to prevent unwanted wild yeasts and bacteria from messing with the wine. This is where the real magic for red wine happens. The crushed grapes and their juice are transferred into fermentation tanks, and then carefully selected wine yeast is added. This yeast is the MVP here, feasting on the natural sugars and tirelessly converting them into alcohol and carbon dioxide. Crucially, for red wine, the grape skins, seeds, and sometimes even a few stems are left in contact with the fermenting juice. This is called maceration, and it's the cause for red wine's vibrant color, rich flavors, and those delightful textures we call tannins. The longer the skins stay, the more color and body the wine gets. Think days for lighter reds, to weeks or even a month for those deep, bold wines. All that CO2 gas from fermentation creates a solid cap of grape solids floating on top. So winemakers punch down this cap, or pump over the juice to keep everything mixed, ensuring maximum extraction of color and flavor. After fermentation, when enough sugar has been converted, it's time for pressing. This step separates the delicious new wine from the leftover skins and seeds. The free-run wine, which is the purest, is drawn off first. Then the solids are pressed to extract every last drop, though this press wine can be a bit harsher. Many red wines then undergo a secondary process called malolactic conversion. Here, special bacteria convert tart malic acid, think green apple, into softer lactic acid, think milk, making the wine less acidic and adding complexity. After this, the wine is transferred, or racked, off any sediment into its new home for maturation. This is a particularly important stage for red wines. They might go into large oak vats, smaller oak barrels, which impart flavors like vanilla and spice, or even stainless steel tanks. Oak barrels also allow tiny amounts of oxygen to interact with the wine, refining and softening those tannins, leading to a smoother texture and a longer, more pleasant finish. This aging can last from a few months to several years, with more expensive wines typically spending more time developing. Winemakers might also use fining agents like egg whites to make the wine perfectly clear before bottling. Finally, the wine is ready to be bottled. This is a delicate operation, as the wine can experience a temporary dulling of flavors called bottle shock. Bottles are filled carefully, leaving a small space below the cork. For higher quality red wines, a cork is often used, as the tiny bit of oxygen that passes through allows the wine to continue to develop and become even more complex over the years in the bottle. Screw caps are also used, especially for wines meant to be enjoyed younger. After bottling, the wine typically rests for a bit before being labeled with all its important details like grape variety, vintage, and alcohol percentage. And then it's ready. Red wines, especially full-bodied ones, can continue to age and improve in the bottle for many years under proper cool, dark, and stable cellar conditions. So, the next time you pour a glass of red wine, you'll know exactly what intricate journey those grapes took to become that delightful sip. Cheers!